All right, everybody. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? I'm your host, Anime Knight. Welcome back to another edition of Knightcast. I'm joined by the magnificent, the wonderful, the amazing conquistador of Sly Cooper and everything gaming, Mr. Co-host to you, the great Silent Joker.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Happy Wednesday. We made it to February, and a very crazy year so far. It's been crazy. Oof. It was. Well, I started off sick early last month, so that wasn't very too much fun. And then all this other stuff has happened. I'm like, oh, good lord.
Oh, good
But
lord,
let's get into some
indeed.
news. There's some interesting stuff that's been developing, some positive stuff lately. So hopefully that can be kind of balance out the good stuff. But as usual, when I saw this headline, I'm like, "Oh my God, here we go again." Of what's going on over there at Disney? What's going on there at the House of Mouse, thinking that they can come into streaming in some shape or way or form? It's one thing they had Hulu, but they got to add their own stuff. And it's like, wow. I know Netflix losing stuff is bad, but when you lose this amount of much, I'm like, whew. But there are some positives when we get to later. There's some positive stuff when we do get to later because there's some stuff that I'm excited for to come out for the rest of the year. There's some stuff that I'm thinking that's going to be great. But Disney lost 700K subscribers. At 7,000. At 70. 700.
Yeah, with
What?
a capital K at the end. Now, ladies and when you really think about it, it's so crazy how these numbers continue with the window and everything. And what happened? Because look what happened. I mean, Moana 2 came out. We had um what other Disney movie did we have? What other Disney movies have we had? I know Moana 2 was one of them.
You had Inside Out 2. You had, uh, which, which to be fair, some people really like that. You had, I don't, you had this, well, Sony's with, slightly with Netflix with their Marvel movies over there, which I think that might end sooner than later because I know they had a deal with them years ago that went back when I used to intern at Family Video. I just like, did you hear that Sony Netflix deal that they had going on? That they would get all their movies first before coming to Disney Plus, and I'm like, you know what? That does make sense. Amazon and Hulu are one thing, but you get that first before going over to Disney Plus is another thing. So, but I'm really trying to think about like how many movies I've seen from Disney, not just from their big branch, like from Pixar, their animation studios. There was also, you know what, you're gonna hate me for this, but I did see Lion King Mufasa. Now, was that movie as bad as people were saying it is? Maybe not quite as bad, but still bad. Was it great as people were saying it was? No, no, it was not. It's in that in between movie where I say, you know what? I saw it, I got it out of my system, and there's nothing else you could do more with Lion King. I know there's reports saying there's another project in the works, and I kind of want to say this. If that next project isn't Lion Guard 2 or a continuation of the Lion Guard, then so be it. Then I don't care. Because I do think the Lion Guard is one of the better property moves that they've done with that intellectual property. Because I'm thinking, you know what? It fits within the lore nicely. It's something different. It's before Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and I'm still thinking, it fits nicely. It fits nicely. It's for the younger generation, but yet for someone like me, I can sit back and watch and be like, yeah, I would be watching something like this back in the early late '90s, early 2000s. So there's that. And some people are going to say that, oh, you don't like the Lion King. Oh, well, let me just show this off.
But it's really crazy how a media conglomerate as big as Disney. Ooh, what do we got here? What do we got
Well,
here?
this is my Christmas gift. I actually saw the Lion King Broadway play in a city of mine in Wisconsin. They were on tour, and this was a big surprise. And I was like, whoa. So I got to see the Lion King show that was on Broadway all these years. Finally, as a kid, my childhood dream came true of seeing that big production on a Broadway play. It was great. It
I
was
didn't even
great.
I didn't know they had a Lion King Broadway musical. That's intriguing.
You didn't know? Like this is like out like four
Nope.
years after the. It was a. They made the play 4 years after the movie, so actually I got some more stuff back here. So and you can actually see what kind of like the lyrics are for a bit when they do the big opening
Oh.
number. So this lady was amazing. She was amazing, and here's some of the costumes. So like, ain't this cool? Ain't this cool?
Oh, wow, they really
They
make it.
really went out. Okay, I know there's more back here because my mom found some more. Where's Oh wait, hold on. Oh, here it is. There's Timon and Pumbaa puppetry.
Oh, nice.
But then you
Hey,
also see stuff like
Sunflower.
the giraffes and all this. There's some really cool stuff in here. Like, even here's a fun fact for those who are going to see the play: Pumbaa is actually the heaviest out there for the costumes. 40 pounds. 40 pounds.
Damn.
They have like all these big set numbers and everything. Like it's like phenomenal. You've never seen stuff like this, and I think that is the best way to get Lion King to a Broadway play. And the best way, like if you've never seen the movie, or if you want to see the play after seeing the movie for umpteen times, that's the best way to do it. And it translates very well to Broadway. I had some couple complaints here and there about some of the music choices. I'm like, or some of the song selections. I was like, huh. I'm like, okay, that kind of stopped the play for a bit. But that's the best way to do Lion King. The 2019 adaptation, Mufasa. I'm just head scratching because I'm like, there's some stuff that you cut out from the movie, change a bit, but you really didn't need to make it. It was unnecessary. So, but when you're kind of losing that much amount of money, what's really happening over here with Disney? And I think there's a few things we can say. One, there's not a whole lot of. You could say it's the content wise that they're making. I mean, how many people are truly tuning into these Marvel shows or Star Wars or the original content that they are making?
Oh, speaking of Star Wars, I had an epic boss fight last night on stream, and it was between a TIE fighter trying to take me out and a big machine, like a drilling machine, an Imperial one.
Oh, that
Oh,
set piece was wonderful, and
oh, it felt like Star Wars. It felt it like I was panicking. I was like legit panicking on that whole thing, but also excited because it felt it felt like Star Wars. It felt, and I'm like, how can, and I was genuinely cheering too. I was genuinely, and I'm like, how is it this one sequence got me way more excited than the sequel trilogy? That entire sequence, I would nearly
the
launch
right
out of my.
score, the right direction, the right acting, and the cool ability you get after that. Yes, that's Star Wars right there within a nutshell. I was like, this is what I want, the adventure. Now people said like that new Star Wars show that came out, I forgot the name already, but people have said that kind of felt like Star Wars for a younger generation. And I'm thinking, you know what, that's a good thing, but how many people are really watching that? We talked about this last a few times with David and a few others that were on the actual Knights of the Round Table, but it does kind of talk about when you think about the content that they're just making. You have the biggest company in the world. You have Marvel, you have Fox, you have Lucasfilms, you have Pixar. There should be no reason why this company is failing. But yet, as we probably the article will explain, it is about like where are you putting your stuff? Like who is this marketed towards? Like you have to remember that. Like who are we getting this for? The marketing. Yes, I'm glad Disney's getting some anime content on there. They're obviously coming to Hulu, which is great. That's where Bleach is. So we got some anime fans coming over there, along with a few other surprises. Where I'm like, damn, that's a good way to get some anime fans over to get to the content. But it's like, but when you lose this amount of much between those windows of periods, you really got to think one, there's probably not a whole lot they're promoting out there, or like we say with Netflix and a few others, when there's a really good show, a really good one, either gets canceled right away or it's not promoted, and then you wonder like, oh, we have no shows. We have like because you're not promoting them as often. I remember doing this with JoJo. You know me with JoJo. I was promoting the hell out of Part Six, along with a
Yeah,
few
you
other
you
stories,
were you were blowing up my Twitter timeline at that time.
because Netflix was promoting JoJo. I mean, they tried to, but no one was like, because I'm like, I need to know who's in charge. You need to promote this show. It's too important for us JoJo fans. And in Japan, they're kind of celebrating and crying over there. Here in the West, it's like, well, to be fair, the actors are still celebrating it, but it's like, just imagine how much more reaction it would have been. But I was still happy for JoJo, at least getting within the top 10 every time the batches of episodes drop. And I kept saying, yes, good. We're keeping it alive. They better not. The rumor is for Netflix a little bit with JoJo is that they might have part 7. So I'm like, oh, Cannonball Run, the new star. That's the rumor right now. So hopefully they've learned their lesson and whatnot. But going back to Disney Plus, it is about promoting. It's not just on Disney. It's Amazon, Apple, who you name the streaming service, they need to be promoting these shows. And you only know about it if one, you're following them, you're on YouTube, or someone else is saying, "Hey, you watch this show yet?" I mean, when we get to Netflix, there's going to be a great example about that. But to me, I just really don't know what the content is on there at Disney Plus. I know my sister said this one time when she was over that she said there was a lot of horror content being promoted over there at one point, and that's what I'm saying. That I think that's because they started adding the Hulu library to bring some people over. Kind of combine Hulu with Disney Plus a bit. So I don't blame you. It probably was also close to October that time period, hence why all this stuff is coming on there. So I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't mind to see some horror content. So, but
Oh,
this doesn't surprise me. Like, does it surprise you at all at them losing content or losing?
no, it does, and this is another downward trend of Disney getting its teeth kicked in, because not only did they lose 700,000 subs, ESPN also lost 700,000 subs. You think a sports network would be doing a bit better than the Disney flagship streaming, but no. Apparently, not counting Disney Plus Hotstar, the cheap Disney Plus service in India, Disney Plus now has 124.6 million subs.
Now, to be fair, some people are going to say that, well, they still have a lot of subscribers, but you want to be gaining subscribers. Losing a few thousand, a few hundred, that's not going to be too bad, or like a couple 10K. But when you're losing that much money just within 3 months, that it's gonna look bad in the long run. But keep adding that 7K like every 3 months, it's gonna add up over time. But it's also, as people are gonna say, but what about the content that's coming out? Yes, I know, like people are mad at Netflix for not getting David Lynch's stuff off the ground, which I'm mad as well. But it just comes down to that, the quality of the content, the consistency, what's always coming out. And if you're not making the best stuff, the stuff that's hot right now, and just going with the flow, you're not going to see a lot of growth. Like, remember with Netflix back in the old days, they did not used to do these big epics. They used to do smaller drama stuff like House of Cards or just The New Black. That's why they could produce so many of these shows back in the day, because they were smaller to make, the budget was manageable, and Orange and New Black, I'll admit, I should have kept watching it. It was really good. I think I stopped around season two ish, but I'm like, that is a really good show. House of Cards, when it was really good, was amazing. And then the controversy with Kevin Spacey came out, and a few others was like, oh boy. I did not watch the last season. I wish I did, but didn't quite hear too many positive things about it. But then they tried to get step out of that stuff with Marco Polo and a few others, and it's like, well, you gotta take the risk, you gotta take the gamble. Even one of my favorite shows on Netflix, two great seasons of Bloodline. Oh, that's such a great show. Sadly, season three was one of the most expensive shows back in the day. Per episode, $7 to $8 million. Even shooting in the Florida Keys, it's like, eesh, that's gonna cost a lot of
Eh.
money. But 7 to 8 million per. Now you jump decades later to Witcher, not Witcher, but Witcher 3, the Witcher show and One Piece. Those are even more expensive than what they were originally making. Originally making. Because everybody wants their Game of Thrones or their get the next teen drama sensation. Like, I mean, I truly did love Shadow and Bone, and I'm disappointed we never got a third season. I'm mad. I'm like, come on, this was really good. And one of the few times I'm like, I really appreciate the art, the production design, set design, because they're really cool. But this is just another Tuesday for these companies. Oh, we lost subscribers, no big deal. Then stop increasing the price, and that's just going to be another thing we'll talk about later down the line. But this is, it doesn't surprise me. Disney's they're trying to reset a lot. I mean, all these companies are resetting, but they just never figure out what's really going to work.
And it's funny because they say, but Moana 2, that made a killing at the box office. That made a killing at the box office. Oh, what about the money
But
there?
concerning the controversy with Moana 2 is that it was made by a television team and wasn't really by like the main team. So that's when I was thinking that, like, are they getting paid correctly? Because if you want to get on Netflix for not paying their animators to, and like either it's overseas or like for the Western branch, it's like I got to get on Disney's case a little bit, saying, so we made a show format and decided to be like, let's make this into a movie. I mean, it's not the first time that does happen, but it is just a little suspicious, and it's not that great. But there are contributing factors to this of competition. If Disney's not giving you the content, you might as well say it's not worth it. I'll just leave it and then just go somewhere else.
Agreed. And also, and if you want more dirt kicked on Disney, Hulu was the streaming highlight, adding 1.6 million subscribers. It now has 53.6 million, and everything. So as Disney is falling on its ass, Hulu is going to the roof.
And I think there's also another thing you could say they're doing the bundle where you get like Disney Plus, ESPN, Hulu, or was it like HBO Max? So like there's always bundles now, so it's like you don't need like one subscription to do like per subscription. Like if you get the one bundle, you're kind of good to go for a while, depending on what you want. Like that's why I had HBO Max for a while because I'm like, well, I have the
Hey,
Snyder Cut.
Jeeves.
I'll watch the Snyder Cut for a bit, and then I watch a few other stuff where I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good for a while. But then it's like, and then at the time I was like, you know what? I don't need all these subscriptions. I need just like one or two. Then I like removed a couple, and I said, you know what? That's it. That's it. Mhm.
Disney
And that's the
anticipated.
other thing. Piracy. Piracy always wins in the end. Sadly, that's the sad truth. But you know what's not a sad truth to me? Netflix increasing their price again. Ugh, this sucks.
Uh,
Well, as we finish this up, it really does not surprise us on what's happening to them over there.
oh darn it! I had it somewhere. I saw it, and I'm like,
Okay,
I found it.
okay, there we go.
Hold on one second. Yep, yep. Net.
Again, folks, doesn't surprise us.
Yeah. Yesterday Netflix announced that its rate.
On Tuesday, next, it is announced that it's raising its price once again. The streaming giant says an increase will affect all U.S. subscribers on their next billing cycle. Though it was already expensive for like I mean they already increased it last year from to that 15.49 price. Now it's going up again by another $2.50, which is bad. But you gotta remember without the ads. Hence why we keep saying streaming is now the new cable. We went to streaming beforehand to kind of escape the ads for a little while, kind of to watch all of our content without having advertisement in the face for a little while. And for a while it did work because there was like only a few streaming companies every here so often, and I think there was a balance. Depending on like who had what, you could always either borrow a friend's account, which I will get into that too, is why they're always increasing it. Or you could have yours, and then like, yeah, but there was some good content for a while on Netflix. The stuff that they were producing and making, like I said, like the early drama stuff was really good. When they went back to some of the drama stuff was even better. When they branched out to do some of the stuff with anime, that was we call that the Netflix invasion of anime, where they had shows like Devilman Crybaby, they were getting stuff like Castlevania out the doors and a few other giants out there, which I could be here listing forever, but it was kind of a good thing. Kind of gave competition to Crunchyroll and like Amazon Prime was getting into anime as well, getting some good license as well to help produce some of the shows. So it was kind of like a good time to be on these sites. So it was kind of a cool thing. But then after a while, losing subscribers, increasing, accountability, all that stuff out there, the piracy out there. It was bound to happen that these prices will increase. Not to mention, other people started to increase their stuff. Like Apple wanted to get on the streaming service, they started having Apple TV. Warner Brothers already had HBO, so they started to have like HBO Max up there for a while. Disney got into things, so when that started to happen, all these sites started to say, "We'll just pull our content away from Netflix and put them on our services." So, and I always say a good, healthy, fair competition is needed. But when you're kind of trying to debate to be like, okay, who do I go to for what I want to watch? You kind of have to make a hard decision out there. And yes, James is absolutely right here. If buying isn't owning, piracy isn't stealing. Sailing the seas will probably be the best for someone, like other people out there. Because when you think about it, like, you have all these companies out there that may or may not release their content physically. One of my favorite directors of all time, David Fincher. I fucking love David Fincher. One of my favorite directors. Has even come out in interviews saying that he is mad at Netflix, but not surprised that they're not going to release his content physically. I mean, I would love to own a copy of Killers on Blu-ray so I could watch that magnificent movie whenever I want to. That had the great Michael Fassbender in there, along with a few others. I would love to own all three volumes of Love, Death, and Robots, which would be amazing to own as if someone who loves animation has always been championing animation as an art style, which would be great to have. You would have so many content out there. People getting into this be like, I saw this cool cover about these weird, bizarre, awesome animation shorts on Netflix, and now it's available physically. Let's do it. I remember even like my local family video having a couple of the House of Cards seasons on there, along with the first season of Castlevania. If you're saying, wait, Castlevania had it, like, yeah, Castlevania had like a DVD, but they don't do this no more, or they're just refusing to. And that's kind of how lately across all platforms you're seeing content slowly disappearing, which is another thing to get to. But back to the price increasing, it's not shocking. You know, they can keep saying we have. Oh, cool. That's awesome. That's cool, son. Hey, there's Star Wars StarCon. If you keep saying it's one thing to have all this content and all the gloating and saying that we have record number sales or we have better subscribers, and yet they never decreased the price. It's been going up and up and up. That's why you see a lot of people leaving and going to the piracy route. Because piracy, technically speaking, is free, but if they keep saying stealing isn't, you know, if buying isn't owning, then why not? Why not? I mean, look at HBO Max with Warner Brothers. Them removing all the cartoon content, removing any of their shows from existence. It's like, huh? Like,
Eh.
there's going to be a problem if you re-release some of this stuff, like as in a big anniversary collection.
Yep. So the basic monthly subscription without ads will increase
Put that in
from
air quotes. Without ads. Without ads, folks. It's freezing again. Without ads, because if you don't want the ads, you have to go up for the bigger price. If not, I can't imagine watching Netflix and being interrupted with, here's an ad every so often.
Has you or your loved ones suffered PTSD from watching too many ads? Call this number right now and see how you're able to see if you're eligible for compensation.
Oh, isn't that the Animaniac special where, oh my god, what's her name? The
Slappy the
squirrel kept
squirrel.
watching too many ads.
Yep. Oh, poor
And you're like,
Slappy. She will never recover from that, no matter what you do. She will never recover. Um, So apparently there is some ire from a lot of people because
That you heard his name?
Yeah.
Did you know there was a pie in there?
For you.
Oh, okay. I put it in the refrigerator.
so people
We'll
are
take it.
pissed because
Well,
they get
tomorrow you
because Netflix goes ahead and green lights a show, and after one season it's gone, or after five episodes is gone.
Nah, you know what, that, like, it goes back to what I said earlier. Like, they're not promoting the shows. Like, here's the show that's going to surprise you that everybody watched, despite having very little faith with Netflix, even though they made the show. Squid Game. Yep. Think about it. Even though there was promotion for Squid Game, it's not like it was like everywhere. There might have been, if someone could clarify, like, if there was any promotions like in the Big Apple or California, you name it. I may or may not have seen this stuff. I know I've seen stuff like on a trailer, or like what Squid Game is kind of about. I'm like, man, I want to watch this show. And then like I see it on Netflix. I'm like, I need to watch this. And then it's like number one show on Netflix right now. All right, let's go for it. Yeah, I was hooked instantly. But to find out that, like, kind of like people were saying that Netflix had like no faith in the show, or what faith they had, and they were trying to bury it, became the top show of the year. Everybody was talking about it nonstop. You had all these wonderful fan arts of other cartoon characters doing Squid Game. And yes, YouTube's golden boy, Mr. Beast, did a his own version of Squid Game. You could tell that this show really took off. And we have a season two right now, and a season three a little bit later. Squid Game. Squid Game. The South Korean show that you had a lot of people in debt, and they kind of get into this game they want to play, or they think they're going to play this game to win some money. But it's just like Battle Royale, the South Korean version. But this
Think
time with a
think
twist of
think think MXC. Think
yeah.
MXC but on a higher scale.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, MXC still funny as hell to watch.
But yeah, like Squid Game was like phenomenal. Like it was everywhere. You saw costumes, you saw the fan art. It was wonderful. And with a hot show like that, they said, let's greenlight a season two. Yeah, I'll get to season two eventually, but that's how you know that Netflix had something, and they're like, let's run with it.
And apparently the ad supported tier will cost $7.99 a month, an increase of $1 a month.
And it's not bad for
Whoop-dee.
$16.
The premium tier will cost $24.99,
Ugh.
an increase of $2 a month. Lazy marketing, lazy sales.
Then, well, we got to make up for it. Like, if you stop canceling all these shows left and right, get them a chance to breathe a little bit more. Like, I still remember the show that I was watching on Netflix that I still felt mad that even though I just finished it, I'm like, I can't blame them for canceling it. It was Jupiter's Legacy. Like, it was at that time a bit where like, all the smaller independent comic books were getting adapted, like Invincible, The Boys, Umbrella Academy. I think Legacy could have, Jupiter's Legacy could have worked a bit better, but then you hear the troubles with production, disagreements, changing showrunners, reshooting stuff. It's like, it doesn't surprise me why they canceled it, but it only lasted about a month before they said cancel it. Boom. It's like, whoa, that was a little fast. Like maybe give it some time, like the other shows, and but if they saw the writing on the wall, like saying it's not worth keeping after how much money they spent on it, it's like, well, I can't blame them for that. But it's like that was one they were really trying to get off the ground, like they were really trying to promote.
It's like the that gag that cutaway gag to the $6 million man on Family Guy. We can rebuild them. We have the technology, but I don't want to spend any money.
Hmm.
Kind of like that, basically, ladies and gentlemen. They had everything right. They have the show, but they didn't want to spend any money to get it off the ground. Hey, Sarah, George. So apparently, they just don't know. They just don't know what they're doing. And
Just like a lot of them,
and the sad reality is, it takes 2 years to make a episodes. Two
well, to
years.
be fair, I think I made that comment for Wednesday, saying that they're trying to compare Wednesday to Lost. To be fair, Lost was very unique at the time, and the more seasons you make, the cheaper it does become. For Wednesday, they're trying to do something a little bit different with the Adams family, like history. So that's why we're getting more of a kind of like you had the CW teen drama stuff, but also more of this drama that's coming into. Like season one was about like who is this killer? Like you kind of play more like a detective mystery, but they expanded more upon the family. What happened at this school. You got big A-list actors that came into some of these roles, so everyone's like, but it's taking them 2 years. I'm like, Wednesday will do fine. And part of the reason why it kind of took a little bit too long, Amazon does own the license actually. So you were kind of wondering, so is Wednesday going to move to Amazon now, or will Netflix still keep it? They just got to pay them like to do with DC and a few others. Thankfully, it became the latter. Like we can still keep the show on Netflix for a while, but then we'll see after that. And to be fair, some of our stars' contracts were very busy, so doesn't surprise me. But it just depends what they want to do with it. Also, speaking of what they want to do with it, I know people. This is like kind of news for Hollywood, but it's like, yeah, they're still debating about Stranger Things season 5 either this year or later. See, let me see if I can find that really quickly because I'm like, damn, like what are they doing? In a positive way, though, I wonder if they're just hesitant on releasing stuff. Oh, there we go. Found it quickly. There we go. There we go. I just sent you the link because I think this will be interesting to talk about along with the Hollywood stuff. So let's get some of those better Hollywood news too. Some stuff we might debate a little bit because I think this is perfect enough to debate with. Now I kind of remember when Stranger Things season one was out, like one was out.
So apparently the oh, here we go. Hang on 1 second. I found a better link. There we go. Stranger Things creators Matt and Ross, the Duffer Brothers, took time to mourn the end. Shares hope for a 2025 release. Quite the push.
Okay. So now they're trying to split it into parts again. So I'm like, that's fine. Oh, continue.
Matt, the Duffer Brothers spent most of last year filming the final season of Netflix Stranger Things, and they can't help but feel mixed emotions now that production has wrapped. It was definitely sad, Ross Duffer says on their last day in December. We're not going to tell the story with these characters anymore, with that crew or those actors. We're all exhausted, but at the same time, we had to take some time to mourn the loss of it. The duo will take a moment to reflect as they accept the Variety Showrunner Award at the SCAD TV Fest. We don't usually get these kind of things, so we're very honored this is happening. The brothers will jump back into post production though, which will occupy a huge chunk of their year. Right now, we're just cutting all the visual effects sequences for the show so they can get started on those so that they can be running in time for a release. And when might that be? They want to get it out this year, but it's a maybe. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is more of the delays that are happening right now with Hollywood, and it just it goes to show that more delays are happening. You could say the same for the gaming industry as well, and for the anime industry. You could say the same thing when these delays happen.
I think for the most part, for Stranger Things, for the final season, I think a good majority of it is done. It's just in the darn post production phase to them. If they get things done on time, at least, if things aren't going to get delayed anymore, they say they were originally aiming for that October and November of this year. That does seem fair and reasonable. But what I disagree with is people saying that they never, I'm going to put this in air quotes, they never needed to expand the world. How they got season one out fast and quickly, along with season two. They said we never, like, let's put that in perspectives. If you look at season one, it looks very basic to still a very high quality production show that was a callback to the 80s and 90s of pop culture. You got stuff with, with Stephen King even praising the show as well, along with Steven Spielberg. It felt like a really good show to watch. You go to like season like 3, 4, and you go like, man, this is a really different show now, especially with season 4. But it's like, well, of course they have to. They have to always increase the stakes. They could have ended at season 1 and be like, we'll leave that up to interpretations. But you got a hot show, people are gonna want a sequel. They want to see more from this world and universe. And they have expanded to other stuff with there's some video games out there. There are some audio books with some of the cast coming out, reprising the roles. So further expanding Hawkins and several of the cast members, even your standard typical bullies. There's actually some more surprising depth to their character arcs. So I'm like, man, this is actually a pretty good idea to do. But then again, with season 5 taking so long and how much money Netflix is trusting them, you do want them to end it nicely without having upset a lot of their fan base. Because there's an old saying, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. And I do think the Duffer Brothers, if I ever meet them, I like to say, hey, thank you for creating a show that me and my mom watched for a while. And I think that's really awesome. Thinking of finding a generation that really appreciate this stuff and could appreciate pop culture more often. That being said, if season 5 isn't, like I said, isn't up to that big high standards they have, or it's that pressure of weight, expectations, or reality all smacking them in the face and everything, it's going to feel like a little bit of a letdown. Like, you want this show to go on forever, but it's got to end eventually. And I think if the ending is really good, I think people will be satisfied. If it's not, then maybe they really should have been a one and done show. But who knows? And to be fair, they also have started their own production company, the Upside Down. I like that little, because Stranger Things does have that world called the upside down, and I think that's really cool. And they are going to produce some more content that isn't just Stranger Things related. One of the big shocking ones to me is yes, they have the license to a popular manga series. No, it's not Elfen Lied. I wish it was Elfen Lied. You know there's a direct reference to Elfen Lied, right? I wish it was Elfen Lied. Then I would have been like, oh my god, I got it. It's actually Death Note. Yep. So Death Note's coming back a little bit, so that'll be interesting to see what their take on is for a bit. But I think this show, along with a few others, it really does give you that into perspective of really just how longer stuff is being made now these days. Back in the day, like yes, with Lost, I would agree with we got more episodes of Lost right away, or some of your old school medical dramas, or other action stuff like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Obviously, the Arrowverse out there as well, along with some of the other Netflix Marvel shows. That's our one thing, but I think just times have just really changed a whole lot. Audience perspective has changed, the format has changed a bit, so we'll see. I do wish to hope for the best for the Duffer Brothers and the rest of the cast and crew for Stranger Things, because season 5 does sound like they really went out at the end. And I get what they're saying. It's 8 episodes. We're like watching 8-hour movies, but I always tell people that. Like, if you watch Yellowstone, like even in season 1, you're watching a hours long episodes that feel like movies. Even like the limited series of 1886, like a 10-hour movie. They're still good, but that's just how it's always been lately. Because if we're saying video games and movies are blurring the line, TV shows and movies have been significantly blurring the line of television production and movie quality production. That's just how it's been for a while now. So I'm hoping this is good, hoping it satisfies everybody, but let me know. That's my take on it. Oh, you still there?
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry about that. It, it's
That's
pretty
all right.
cra- it's pretty crazy how this goes and everything. And with longer, because remember back then, yet you were right. Back then we had a lot more episodes. They were like bang 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 bang. Now it's like building it, like building the scene and everything. The reason why Star Trek was so easy to get out is because yes, the sets are very high quality and everything, but they got those done within hours. That's why everything looks so elegant and everything. And they still keep some of the same stuff for a few scenes. They do keep some of the same stuff, just with a different actor or actress. But it's still there. Like they don't need to go in and change it up unless it's like a very important scene. Then that's what they do. But this is just another arm bending of Netflix trying to invoke its cash cow, like we'll tell you when to release it, don't worry, everything's fine. And it's like, what's going on? I just want the release date. When's the next release date? Because not only, and this is a danger too, because the interest is slowly being lost.
That's true, because when you start to lose interest, people aren't going to quite to show up for it.
Hey, Rocket Blast, hey, no chill MMA.
I mean, definitely
Oh,
with Squid Game, the second season ended, but then it ends on a weird note, which I'm told. So then it's like, so when's season 3? Oh, it's later this year. I think it's in the summer. That's a long. That's it'll be here before you know it, but that's a long gap without it. Yes, you could say the same thing with Cobra Kai, but that's 5 episodes for 3 parts, and the last part is soon. But it's Cobra Kai, and I absolutely love Cobra Kai. I think YouTube really missed out on that. They should have kept it, but they said no, we're done with it, and it was trending big time for Netflix, and they said we'll take it then. So that's a good win for Netflix right then and there.
And
And it
Sony, and it's hilarious how that happens.
it is hilarious too as well, and that we're also getting a new Karate Kid movie. This time, both with Jackie Chan and Daniel's actor, which I think is very cool. But it just does not surprise me because there was
Hey, we
still interest in Cobra Kai. That's how they're going to do it. So bring both of the worlds together, and I think that's badass. Actually, let's get to some of the better stuff. Let's get some good stuff. What's part of the good news you want to talk about? Because we got some good news. We got some good news for this. Got some good news I'm excited to talk about.
let's see. We got here. Why don't we dive into? Oh, no, not that one.
Hold on. Have
Uh,
Oh, Jurassic World Rebirth. The trailer dropped. We got some screenshots from the trailer. This looks good. Obviously, we
okay.
can't play the trailer because due to copyright concerns, but we can show the photos. We can show screenshots. I like the fact with the trailer, they are definitely going more into survival horror in some way. Like they're making an actual thriller this time around. Bring some mercenaries in. We want to get stuff from the island still. They're going to help out human genetics or human medicine, whatever they said in the trailer. But it's not going to be easy. No one said it's going to be an easy job. Now that on the top photo, that could be Rexy, that could not be Rexy. I mean, at this point, Rexy could be old, so that could be Rexy. Obviously, in the bottom, we got the middle one. We got the Spinosaurus on the boats. I miss the old design. That's just me. Even though that's more scientifically accurate, Jurassic World as a franchise has never always been about scientifically accurate dinosaurs or what you would see that back in the day. That's fine. But go back to that first slide again on the last photo because that is the boat scene. That's in the books actually. In the very first book, there was a boat sequence that the T-Rex was actually sleeping. So to get by the T-Rex, they used a boat, a raft, to get past the T-Rex. But then out of nowhere, the T-Rex wakes up and it's like, uh-oh, uh-oh. So now you have this great chase sequence where the scientists and the kids, no, the archaeologists and the kids did on the raft trying to escape from the T-Rex. So this is finally the sequence in the books that we're getting in live action. I'm excited for it. And that is a scary shot right there. Go to the next slide, please. I mean, obviously, we got my favorite actress, Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and then I keep forgetting this actor's name, but these look really cool. Actually, I wonder where the guy holding the walkie-talkies in because I don't know, like if he's looking at at an egg or something, or just realizing that something's going wrong. But this could be very like an interesting sequence in the movie. But my favorite actor, Mahershala Ali, yes, yes. It looks good in the shot. They look good. Like obviously we're getting the crew together. We're going to assemble them. This is going to be interesting with the cast. Next slide, please, unless that's the last one. But I think there are some more slides where we can see like the actual monsters themselves, the actual dinosaurs, if we can find that, because I want to look at a couple of them because they look good. They look good, and it's one up by my favorite directors, Gareth Edwards. Obviously, I freaking, of course, I love Rogue One. I love. Oh, there's the Mosasaurus in the water. The Mosasaurus. God, that thing still looks great. I don't know if that is the actual Mosasaurus. No, it's not the Mosasaurus, but I think the Mosasaurus is in the trailer shot. But seeing the Spinosaurus come out like that, I'm like, oh god, someone's gonna die in this movie. Like someone's like, there's a Spinosaurus, and I think like the Mosasaurus has got to be somewhere in that shot.
I think that might be it right there. Cause that ain't Megalodon. I know my shark. I know my shark. He ain't in there. That's kind of creepy though. That's very creepy.
And I also love how it's shot because you see that you can't get in the front, can't go to any sides. You're kind of screwed either way in this sequence because it's like it's building drama, it's building tension as it goes on. It's like, damn, this is gonna be a really cool sequence. And of course, no surprise to anyone, John Williams is back for Jurassic Park after all these years. He's back once again composing the music. I'm excited to hear music from John for this because I'm like, what does he have for us? What does he have in store for us? And if you want to see one of the big new dinosaurs, I just sent the link to you. This is why I love Gareth Edwards because he's a horror director. He directed like an independent horror film years ago. That's how he got his start. Then he went to Godzilla. He went to Rogue One. Then the creator. This is why I love Gareth Edwards. This man knows how to build sense of scale, like horror, tension. Like seeing this new dinosaur that they're promoting heavily right now, I'm like, yes, this is scary. Look at the darkness, the shadows, the reds, where our focus is at. That's obviously Ali's character, but I'm like, god damn. Like that's scary. Like you gotta admit, this is scary.
That is creepy. Holy crap. And it's like, yeah, you fire up the flare and everything,
It's
and
like
then
I should have not fired up the flare.
kind of like a Dino Crisis when you accidentally make a sound, and then it's like, ah, damn it, you're trying very hard to go quiet, like do, and then the thing sees you. It's like, ah, darn
I
it,
mean,
why?
this is in purpose what I think about a Jurassic Park horror game. And again, they've always had some horror elements in there or some survival elements. This is a perfect shot. Like this is really good. I'm like, wow, this looks great. And these are dinosaurs we've never seen before. They've been more genetically modified, which again, but the first film about like of them creating the dinosaurs, bringing them back to life. This looks perfect. Like, god damn, looks awesome. Like, look at that poor guy right there. The guy just closed the door and was like, sorry.
But I'm being paid to be alive. You're not part of the script. Your script page is done. This is where you go bye bye. That thing is a
Like,
damn rancor too. I know it's based off the T-Rex.
the
So
Rancor
basically
and then someone's based off the Xenomorph. But to be
basically
fair,
what
this
happened
would
basically what happens when you take DNA from all three and you combine it and out pops that.
and it looks great. This is a great design. Like, it looks so cool. Like, even if you don't see the full body right now, just the way how this light dark reds are with the shadows and the smoke effects. Like you're only seeing part of it, but this thing looks even bigger when you think about it. It's like a small containment area. So it really gives you that sense of what the hell is this thing? I'm glad it's behind this door. Then obviously when Ali's character is firing at the flare, I hope that's Mahershala Ali's characters or It's another one of the characters, the cast of the mercenary crew. Yeah, now it looks even bigger because you're in a much more open field space, making this thing look bigger. Hence, why I keep saying Gareth Edwards knows scale. Just the scale of this thing's already scaring me out. I'm like, man, this looks cool.
I can't wait to see the toy market for this. I can't wait to see
Oh,
the scale figure and everything.
oh,
We
that's gonna sell like hotcakes. I know for sure.
now I'm curious what toy they are, what elevation thing they're gonna be in this time. Because
That would be interesting.
because they
Both at the
we
same time for Jurassic Rebirth, they had the opportunity to show the Easter egg of the concept for Jurassic 4 when Spielberg was still on it for a bit. Or like, they pitched some ideas here and there. This would be a great chance to see those concept art because in one of the concept art they were trying to make more humanized dinosaurs actually. So I'm like, this would be cool to see actually. This would be cool to see some of those concept art that says like experiment X-23 failed, and it's just trying to be like more like a humanized dinosaur. I mean that would be cool to see. I would love to see some more feathered dinosaurs along with my good friend, a good buddy of mine, good friend, the creator of Reaper the Destroyer. He said that he wants to see more feathered dinosaurs. I'm like, yeah, I think we're long overdue to see some awesome feathered dinosaurs. So if not gonna be in the world for me, but that would be cool to see. In other news from the Scream, yes, they're still making
oh wait
Scream
wait I
7.
think I wait hold on, there you go, a better
I
visual.
mean, this looks amazing. That looks amazing.
Like I mentioned, like imagine pulling out a flare and it's like, yeah, you assholes really did it. You assholes really did it. Oh, I would be pissing my pants. I would be pissing my pants.
I mean, even to finish up this Jurassic Park news, according to what Variety said, there are like no survivors in the draft. So I'm like, if there's no survivors, I will give this film even major props because you did it. You killed off everybody. You did it. No survivors. That's what I want to film. No survivors. Let's do it. Go for it.
Let's see. Think I think we almost got. Oh, here we go. I think I found some more for you, Joker.
I mean, that looks cool actually. God damn, like I'm trying to figure out what kind of dinosaur this is, but don't care. This looks really cool. Yeah,
Oh, that's
to me,
back.
I
That's
wonder.
back.
Yeah, I wonder if this is the Easter egg for the video game.
I wondered too because we did see this in the video game.
I mean, like this would be cool if they are going back to like the
I'm
books, the video game,
getting I'm
because remember
getting
the main island blew up, and got destroyed by the volcano. So this has to be like again, they're going back where all the scientists were. I believe they were on this island. So if I can
oh
recall
wait.
correctly.
Oh, I reckon the little bunker thing. This is reminiscent of that when in the first movie. This is what it reminds me of. Oh, look at that badass in there. Our little bundle of badass in the tube.
Yeah,
Our little.
but look what's on his head though. Look what's on his head though. I know they're trying to make like a twin raptor, or if that's just a genetic defect. I like to say that is a good call to point out actually.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe how good this looks though. This,
Again, it's not completely run down. In the third film, it was run down. So it's like, So they must have reopened it to abandon it afterworld, or they came back to do a few more things. So you never know. But that comes out later, early July. So I am excited. So, dude, I'm excited that we're getting more Jurassic Park content that isn't just the kids show to, which is pretty good actually, to those theme park attractions. So, you know what? You never know. We could get this in. We could get this as well. I know that looks so cool. Yeah,
I
that's even
hope.
the first film too as well. So something again. If this is Rexy, it would be sad to see Rexy gone, but obviously we will get a T Rex in a film. So I mean, you never know. This could be Rexy.
And keep in mind, folks, the first one came out in the 90s and it still looks good.
I mean,
It
it still does look good,
and then
and
there's
the
the
modern stuff they still look good. Like they're still good enough, but that first film, man, was something special to see.
okay, we saw that one. Oh, new photo.
Oh, they're bringing them back.
Oh, the Diaphorosaurs. The
Newman,
yep,
the ones that
there.
killed Newman. Newman.
Oh, that's legit terrifying. That is legit terrifying.
Well, it's nice to see those guys back, but who knows what else is going to be in the movie? I want to be surprised, so I want to be surprised for later. But this looks
I
good.
wonder how they're gonna I wonder how they're gonna reintroduce these guys. I wonder where we're gonna see them. But yeah, this looks good. I'm legit excited. Oh, there we go. I think
Okay,
that yep, that's it.
Spinosaurus.
Look at that thing. Holy
That
crap.
thing's awesome.
Oh.
No, that's from Jurassic World 2, so I don't think we'll see that creature again, unless they kept like the parts again. Or again, that's from Jurassic World 2, so
Oh, this is from Jurassic World 2. Oh, okay.
I feel like that's all the photos we're gonna get until much later. Especially, well, there might be something at the Super Bowl. You never know. But it looks good. I trust Gareth Edwards. He's a really good director. This is going to be a great summer blockbuster. It's going to be a great blockbuster.
Shit. In the box office so across the world, why it dominated the toy market and everything. Because you could
Mhm.
not go to any toy store and not see something from Jurassic Park. It was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. It was everywhere, right time. People were blown away by the visual effects that still hold up many over 3 decades later. It's like, damn, it still looks good. And as for another horror fan myself, we may not, we may or may not get back Jenna Ortega or her co-star, but I think this is a nice substitute. I just don't want those two characters to be killed off again for a dumb reason. But as a Scream fan, I put this in the private chat. I think this is pretty cool to do.
Mm,
That'll be the third one I sent you. Yes, he's back. Stu is back. Matthew Lillard's returning to the Scream franchise. This will probably be a dream sequence because they both have him and Billy coming back as well. So
Billy, Billy, Billy.
yeah, who is the killer of the Staff franchise? I got you. I got you. It's Billy Loomis. There are two killers in the franchise: Billy Loomis and Stu Matcher. So yeah, so Skeet's coming back as well, which I think is great. But my main problem with Scream, I don't have a problem with Nev. Did I have a problem with her not being in Scream 6? No, no, not really. I did not mind not having her in Scream 6 because I felt like we need to move away from Sydney. We need to move away from a few of them. Get the new cast their chance to shine. That's why I love Jenna Ortega's character. I love Jasmine Brown, who was a Mindy. So I think that was pretty great. But then of course the comments that came out, which at that time of the world was not the right time to say to not even post. I don't think it was her fault necessarily. I think there's some context that we were definitely missing. But one reason or another, it's like she's off the Scream franchise. Oh, we'll still have Jenna Ortega. No, she actually stood behind her co-star. At least that's what I've heard. But also at the same time, she was busy with Wednesday and shooting Beetlejuice, so couldn't quite do that as either. So now we have Neve Campbell coming back with a few other people. So I think Scream 7 will do fine. I just don't want Jasmine or Jenna Ortega's character to be killed off unceremoniously because we need to finish that plot line if Jasmine's character is going to become the next Ghostface or if she's going to go down the path that her father went. So, because that would be a disgrace to the franchise and be like, the mom was the whole setup for. We set it up and then nothing happened. But this will be interesting to see Skeet and Matthew back because I think the best way to do it is to one have them appear in a dream sequence. Like Nev is having a nightmare, so this will be interesting to do because I think the person they need to finally kill off is this. They need to kill off Courtney Cox's character. Yes, Gail. Gail needs to die.
Yep. I mean, without Dewey, what's left?
They killed off Dewey in 5. That man should have plot armor on. You know he should have had his plot armor on. I guess not this time. I'm like,
Oh,
okay, Dewey died. I'm like, okay, he killed off my favorite character, and I kind of glad he called it out. It's like, well, my experience, the killer's always the boyfriend. I'm like, and then he's about to leave. He's like, wait, I need to double tap. And then I'm like, wait, isn't this the point where the villain comes back? Yep. But I will admit, with Courtney Cox's character in Scream 6, I did appreciate the fact that they finally gave her the ghost face call, which I'm even glad they even pointed out in the film that, we never really talked to each other. I'm like, yes, finally. And then I'm like, she's like, hold on a second. Beep, Redials, boop, boom. I was like, smart move, smart move. That actually was brilliant. I'm like, why hasn't any of you just stop the phone call, dial back, and then kill them? That was smart, actually. That was smart for a film like that to acknowledge that. And even then at the end, where you think Ghostface is dead, I'm like, come on, double tap. And then this random guy, I think a few seats behind me, is like, double tap. I'm like, we're quoting the wrong movie franchise, but that's true. But but it's true. It's like, but this news to me, her unfolding Spyglass. I take it for what you want. Could be her, could be her social media manager, but I thought this was kind of interesting to debate about because it's like you never know what could happen. You just don't know.
It is interesting how this came to be, and now that Melissa and Jenna are out, what are they gonna do now aside from? I'm hoping it's a flashback sequence because that would actually be really cool. Like tie everything all up in the sequence, and then watch Gale go out in a blaze of glory. Um, Actually, I don't think they'll have the nerve to kill Sydney. I don't think they'll do it. They won't.
Hmm. Well, I know the franchise started with a her mom always being was killed off. To think that David O. Russell's character was the killer, even though he was found innocent. I I mean, like, again, she wasn't in Scream 6. Apparently, it was paycheck reasons. That was one of the reasons, I believe. But if they kill off both, of course, the two other girls, as we mentioned, it will be a disservice to those characters. And it'll be like, that's just a slap of face to the audience, hoping they would ever come back and be like, well, you got nobody now. But at the same time, I think Nev is either one going to die or eventually something's going to happen to Sydney's character to that character that
I
will end
like
the
I
franchise.
like the revamp. Scream 6 actually surprised me with the kills because we're so used to the hacky slashy, but now he had a shotgun and everything. And I'm
That
like,
was brutal. That sequence was brutal. It's like
I'm like, okay, you have my attention now. You have my attention. Okay, we're doing something new, but hey, it works. That's like the Friday the 13th reboot. Um, the good one. Because some of those kills, holy crap, he really went all out on those. And I like it when like certain like the horror icons and everything, the slasher icons, you just gotta let him go all out from time to time. And I'm glad that we saw Ghostface get his. Like he had his moment of like, you know what? I'm gonna show you how he just he put down the knife and grabbed the shotgun, like, okay, you guys asked for it. This is me releasing everything. And he just went to town. I'm like, okay, Ghostface, I see you. My respect for you just skyrocketed. So please keep doing this. We need and it was something different, but at the same time, it worked. Like it got people talking. It got them talking. But
oh, absolutely. Felt fresh, felt brand new. It was like this Ghostface isn't like our other killers out there. This one definitely had some type of training to it, and
which is what I like. I mean, yeah, we know it's Ghostface, but it's like a variation. It switches up from time to time, and instead of doing the same tropes that the other ones did, when it grabbed that shotgun, I'm like, okay, this is not the ghost face I'm so used to. Who is this? This is good. This is getting good. Keep doing this. Keep doing innovative kills. We love this. Keep it going. Because it gives a fresh take on Ghostface as well. Like the it adds another layer to that character. And I say it's a welcome layer.
Hmm. So this will be interesting where Scream 7 goes into. We'll have our little Scream 1 family reunion. I am hoping Gail does get killed off. I think it's time for her to be killed off. I mean, she doesn't get killed off. She'll just pull off a Dewey and be like, I'm okay again. I'm okay.
Uh
So we'll see. In
so
some other
it
news,
looks
we
like
will talk about Fantastic. Let's. Oh, you were saying?
well, this is the updated I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but this is
Let's see.
what's going on right now. We got Neve Campbell, of course. Courtney's returned.
Matthew and
Uh
Stu are back, so a few other the cast members from Seven look like to be here, so that's a good thing. And some new faces, so we'll have to really wait and see until we get something out there. So, which doesn't come out until next year, sadly. So, we're going to be waiting quite a ways still for this film.
I wonder what
Although now on the list, who do you think is going to be Ghostface? Let's do that. Let's
uh,
predict.
uh,
Let's predict who's going to be Ghostface.
oh
Let's see if it's
I'm kind of surprised that Scott's back though. I'm kind of surprised because
like.
this is the same dude who got his pecker shot off and everything, and I think it would probably be most likely probably him for the most part. I'm saying Luke. I'm thinking Lucas or or Scott Foley's character, whoever that may be. Probably Mason. Oh wait, never mind, never mind. Probably in a flashback sequence.
Yeah, he died already, so like he's probably dead.
Actually, they could pull a switch. It could be Mindy. It could be Mindy.
Mindy? You think Mindy?
I think Mindy
Well, the
Meeks.
girlfriend did survive, so that's one thing.
So in reality terms, in reality here, I would say we would have for a close second. Well, here's the way I would line it up. It would be uh Sam Redshirt. It would be Ben to Lucas, then the Jazz, then the Mindy, in that order.
Hmm.
In
You
in
gotta
that
say, gotta go with the big names one they got, because I'm like, with
because I have a feeling that that Chad is going to influence Mindy. I have a feeling Chad's going to have some involvement with these three characters. He's going to have some involvement. But that's where I'm
uh,
standing on that.
I think Mindy would be a good choice. It would switch things up a bit because it comes from more of the inner group again, so it'd be a little bit of Scream One
Or
and Scream Five callbacks a bit, but or I probably would have to say, it's either gonna be. No, it wouldn't be any of the daughters. I think that would be too obvious to. You have
watch
to give a
something
stronger
watch
motivation
watch
of why they want their mom to be dead.
how about this for a bullshit ending that would piss everybody off? Imagine if it was Gale Weathers.
Technically speaking,
That
they
would piss everybody off.
well in Scream 4, she did have the ghost face mask on for a bit, but she was not the killer. Actually, she was just trying to get some information on what's going on. So you could say
But
they're
that
maybe hinting at something, but it never went down that direction, thankfully. But I obviously,
that
but
would
I'm
that would be
going to
the
say this.
great that would be the greatest rage ending right there. That would be the greatest.
I think that
Everybody
would be a great fake ending to fake out the audience to be like she was again, like in the flashbacks. If we did that,
the funny thing is they could pull it off. They
they
could.
could pull it off actually.
But the wild card here though is Scott Foley's character because we have no idea what he's gonna be doing in capacity. So we have one, two, three,
Mindy,
four. We have four people on
four
that list.
candidates right now.
We have four candidates right now on this
I
list.
think like Ethan to me, because since we were in like an unknown capacity, I'm like, was he a killer by any chance? I don't think he was a killer. I think he
I
just
don't think he was. He was doing something, but I don't know if he was like one of the survivors or not. God, I say
nope,
Chloe. I
nope,
say Chloe or Hannah.
nope. So this is someone who is newly casted. So don't. So this is someone brand new who's casted. So his character is going to be brand new. So Ethan's character, the actor Ethan the bottom. So I think he's going to be Ghostface because he's brand new to the role. So I'm like, and he says unknown capacity. So I'm like, he's either going to be helping out somebody or he's Ghostface. So you never know.
Yeah, because we have
But I
Matthew.
think the big thing we're going to like, you look at Isabel May, like what her description says, she's a press god. So I'm like, I think, and if something happens to her character, obviously Sydney's going to get into it right away. So I'm like, because you don't have that in the description right now, and not say something's going to happen to her, which gets Sydney involved.
Oh, I agree. It would be a miracle if they can get something going at least. But time will tell though. We have four candidates up. We have four candidates right now. Actually no, five. We have five. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming months. Once the trailer releases, I will be watching that. I will be watching the trailer and see what I can draw up on a conclusion. But what else is coming down the pipeline? What else is coming down the
Well, we
pipeline?
could talk about a Fantastic Four, which let's just get that out of the way because I think that's
Oh,
something that we need to talk about. Be like, oh God, attempt number four, but let's just look at it because I want like your honest opinion. I see Herbie's in it. Herbie looks cool. I'm still
uh,
iffy about some of the casting, except for Ralph Eisen as Galactus. Oh, Ralph Eisen. You know, Charles Zane from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flip Flag, Sid in Final Fantasy 16, the Green Knight in, well, the Green Knight.
okay, I'm gonna try and dance around this. So
This is Disney after all.
I'm gonna do what I can to dance around this. So
Thing,
here's Ben Grimm. This is actually
comic
uh,
book accurate, like actually pretty much
close.
close as you're going to get it to be.
I think this suits him because remember this is after I think this takes place right after the spaceship when the shuttle crashed and everything. After they got their powers, and now they're like, "Oh shit, what is going on here?" And I think I can kind of get away with this one because it is a still image. Oh crap! Hang on one second, Joker. Keep talking, Joker. Keep talking.
So definitely the reason why I keep saying that this is their fourth attempt of trying to get the Fantastic Four off the ground because everybody knows about the Fantastic Four and their very much sad history with them trying to get the Fantastic Four characters, let alone that property, off the ground to the big screen. Because they had four different attempts to get up. There's the 1994 unreleased Fantastic Four film, which is just god awful. You
Oh
have the Tim
god,
Story
that one
film.
was bad.
Yeah, I have yet to see the 1994 film, and I
Oh
do not.
my god, you're gonna want to break the CD because I mean the DVD because of how bad it was.
You had the 2005, the Tim Story films, 2005 and Rise of the Silver Surfer, which
Those were
I like to say the casts were right for the time. Jessica Alba was pretty much a decent Invisible Girl. Ian was alright as Mr. Fantastic. A young Chris Evans was Johnny Storm before he became Captain America. I mean, America's ass.
Captain Ash Cream.
And then you had, oh my god, what's his name? Who who was the thing in that again? It was,
Uh,
oh yeah, Michael Chica. How you say his name? Michael Charles C.
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, Michael Chiklis. For those who probably remember that name, he was in, very much uh, in American Horror Story in season 4. He was in that adaptation of American Horror Story, and he's been around for a long time. So he was alright as a thing because I think Tim's story he really captured that one great moment. It's after they rescued the guy from the bridge. Everybody's celebrating them. But then you see his wife. She takes off the ring. Never liked her because she cheated on him. Puts the ring down. And when he's trying to get that ring, in that moment, even through all the prosthetics and makeup on, he's able to give you a powerful scene, really. Like, he can't pick up the ring, yet Mr. Fantastic does. It's like, that scene's brilliant. In a bad movie, that is a brilliant scene.
Mhm. It
Got the character
was.
right. It made you feel bad for him. It was like, wow. And then the god awful 2015 version.
Oh God!
I
And this is
remember
one.
seeing that in theaters.
This is 1 year before the Ghostbusters 2016, so they were really kicking us into the dirt. Like they
It
were
was
kick.
really a bad movie because, according to the director, he made a tweet that's now deleted, but it's been archived, thankfully. He stated that, I had a great vision for this movie, filmed it. You'll never see it because it's gone now. Why? Fox meddled. They reshot the film, redid the film without his permission. Yes, yes, that happened again, folks.
Yep.
It's terrible because I want to know what the original version was. it could have been worse than the actual theatrical version that I got, but to me, it just feels like, well, we know why Fox made the movie. They were going to lose the license. It would have reverted back to Marvel.
Holy see, that's
Now this
that
is
that
Galactus,
is Galactus. What I've been screening for the last 20
and
fucking
it's Ralph
years.
Eisen. I love Ralph Eisen. It's that voice of his.
Oh,
You played
this
Black Flag,
is
right?
do not fuck. I know who Ralph Eisman is, yes, so I'm okay with that.
Him as
Do
Galactus is a
not
great call.
fuck this up. We
This
have
looks
waited
great. Like, it'll be better.
20 fucking years. 20 fucking years for this. For this shot right here. I nearly fell over I nearly fell over watching that scene. I nearly fell over. And I'm just like, please. Also, shout out to Diecast. Shout out to Ironcaster for this photo. Because it is Galactus. It's not a spaceship. It's definitely him. I recognize the back of it. I recognize it's definitely him.
You mean it's not a cloud?
Oh my god, don't get me started. Oh, don't get me started on that. That pissed me off. I almost fucking I nearly threw the popcorn at the big screen. I came that close, Joker. I came that close to throwing the popcorn at the damn screen. Oh, I was pissed. Oh yeah, I love Silver Surfer. Don't get me wrong, but Christ Almighty. Hang on, let me see what I can what else I could find. Hang on, let me.
There are better shots with them with their outfits than with Herbie. Like if you can find Herbie, because I just want to talk about Herbie. It is very 60s designs though. It is very 60s X, which might take me a little bit of while to adjust to, but it's like, all right, I can deal with it. Even later, a while back ago at the Disney Expo, D23, we can't quite show it because of the copyright, but they did show off a little bit of the theme, and it's like, all right, I like the theme, looks pretty good.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think I
Ah,
found.
there he is.
I think I found. I think I found some more good photos. I think I found. Okay, here you go, Joker. Here you go.
Yep.
Some.
The costumes look pretty good. Like again, he looks good in this shot. Looks pretty good actually. That's what I want to see if you're doing the thing with Ben. You need to see that. Like, I mean, like, looks the CG looks pretty good on him. Like, it's close enough when you get to the character actually.
And of course, there's.
Pedro Pascal with the Mr. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. So I'm like, all right, okay, Reed's doing his usual stuff, which I'm fine with. But again, there's Galactus. That's what we need to see. But here's my biggest issue: we're going with Galactus. Universal destruction right away, folks.
That's what
That's my big issue. Like, really,
I
Galactus?
I
Again, they would have
agree.
done Doom 3 times. They done Doom 3 times already. So I get they're looking at Doom. It's like, no, we're not doing Doom again. But then we're looking at the MCU. I'm like, you have Doom over there, which again, my big complaint with Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, he's probably a version of Doom, not the Doom. I mean,
Close
for
enough.
the gift, it looks way better than the Tim Story versions. I'll give them credit for that.
But I agree. I mean, as much as I love seeing Doctor Doom and everything, they're really hitting the hammer with Galactus, and I'm like, are you sure we want to do this now?
You could give me the actual Namor for once.
Oh yeah, give us Namor, damn
Not
it.
not num. People are gonna say, but no. The only reason why they did that, I don't know. But the rumor is someone else still has the license to Namor. I'm like, oh God, who has that?
Oh yeah,
Who has that license?
who has that license?
I think people are saying that it's Paramount, which they have yet to confirm or deny that. So I'm like, okay. So then, like, I mean, Johnny looks pretty good in the shots if you slow it down a bit or just pause at the right moment. Like, he looks good.
He does. That's an actual that looks like an actual Johnny Torch. Like how it's supposed to be. Like how he's
I'm pretty
supposed to.
sure he's chasing after Shaggy and Scooby.
Yep. Of
No,
course
no,
we got
that's Fred's actor. Do you realize that, right?
yeah. And
That's what I said. He's
here's
chasing after Shaggy and Scooby.
there's Ben Grimm. That's a better
Again,
shot
still looks
actually.
good. Like, he looks good. Looks good. Way better than the 2015 version. Way better than that abomination.
Oh wait, I think this is that's the one, right? That
That's
guy
Herbie.
right there.
That's Herbie.
Oh, you
The
know,
little robot.
I was wondering where Herbie was. I remember Herbie. I remember him. Um.
Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Girl activating her powers for the first time. The shot looks pretty good. I like Vanessa Kirby very much. One of my favorites. This is to me. It's gonna have to be. I have no faith in the movie. There's some good stuff I see, but this is attempt number 4. If you can't get this right, I'm sorry. This is the Fantastic Four. Their first family. This should be not that hard to do, but 4 attempts, and only the Tim Story versions have 2 stories, both of them using Doom in one way or another. In the second film, we have both Galactus and Silver Surfer. There he is. There's my boy Herbie.
Keep in mind, I'm pausing the trailer as I'm doing this, so that
Oh God,
way.
but that's Herbie right there. That's Herbie. So, funny enough, Herbie is, if you play Marvel Rivals right now, when you go to Midtown for one of the universe, you have, if you're on the good side, you have to escort Herbie to its destination. So I'm like, and
Oh
there are some
no.
funny comments of saying that really.
Here's a perfect shot right here.
There he is. Look how good he looks. Like, this is Herbie right here. The Marvel Rivals design is probably one of my favorite designs right now, but matching the character. But for a 60s aesthetics, Herbie, this looks pretty good actually. Like, this is what you would see in that
It
design,
does fit the
that
time
era.
period. It does fit the time period, like the
But it
50s
looks
and
pretty good.
60s. This is something you would probably see in the Jetsons. This would be a perfect uh
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if they say we were inspired by this design from the Jetsons. So I'm like, could be actually, could be. But going back to me, like, I just don't have that much faith in this movie. I just don't. It may be directed by a good director. You have some good cast members. There's stuff that we want to see, like, we're not doing Doom, we're doing Galactus, cool, but we're also doing Silver Surfer, the female version of Silver Surfer. But obviously, that is them going up to space. But I just don't have faith. I just don't have faith. It's very, very low bar for me. I'm like right here. I'm like, then I might be surprised at the end if it is good. It's coming out in July. July is a busy month. It is a busy month. Or is it June? I think it's July.
July. Yeah.
I mean, July is a busy month. I mean, if we're going to talk about Fantastic Four, we have to do the Man of Steel because I want your opinion about Superman
There you go.
2025. I mean, that is
He's
that the 2005 version?
no, this is the 2025 version.
Are you sure? Because that reminds me of the 2025, 2005.
Nope, it's him. It's
You
two,
sure?
yeah, because this is hold on, let me see if I can hold on, let me see if I can
Because it's too bright to be.
okay, I think I found the I managed to get it to where you can almost see the outlines. You can almost see them.
Okay. Because I know the 2005 version with Evans, he was flying through New York City at night with the heat seeker missile.
No,
And like,
it's from the 2025 trailer.
okay, maybe I just missed that.
Actually, the woman playing um uh Invisible Girl,
Vanessa
oh,
Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby, I gotta say she looks good.
You can find her in the Mission Impossible movies, the later ones. Fallout and then Dead Reckoning. Again, the 60s aesthetics, I'm gonna have to get used to this. The car looks cool though.
I mean, I'm willing. I know your expectations. On a personal level, I like how the thing looks. I like how Vanessa Kirby looks. Give give me hope for Galactus. If Galactus is the only thing that's going to be good about this movie, I can live with that. I can live with that.
I mean,
But
there's
I
another.
oh, go
I mean,
ahead,
there's
Joker.
another thing about this movie that I don't want them to do. Take this as a rumor, air quotes. They said the movie is gonna be Sue's centric focus, and when I heard that, I'm like, I don't care if this movie is Sue's centric focus. You're not making me watch this movie, people. Do you know the interesting fact about Sue and Storm? She is meant to be the weakest of the four of them. She's meant to be the damsel in distress, the weakest member of the group.
It
She
is
then
that
eventually
it's
becomes better as the comic goes on. She becomes, the wife to Reed Richards, the actual support of the group. Like she's really powerful later on.
it is definitely Galactus. I saw the head turn and everything, all the movements.
Galactica, it's Galactus.
Oh,
But
I'm
I'm sure they'll put a reference for the Marvel rival fans in here. Like when he's defeated, he goes
don't
back to
fuck
his
this
daughter.
up,
Just,
please.
it's been a
Don't
long time for Galactus fans. Come on.
this one time, hit a home run with Galactus this one time, and we will be happy, and we'll be on our way, and there will be no trouble. Just this one time, please. You gave us a good Thanos. You gave us the good Thanos, and that's about. Joker. What else were we gonna dive into? What was there?
The diving into. I mean, I said I was. If we're gonna talk about Fantastic Four, we gotta do the last big July one. Would be a little bit like I really want to hear your opinion about the new Superman movie. Like, I need to hear that opinion. I'm like, because there's a lot going on in that trailer. I mean, you see Green Lantern, Hawkeye, you see Mr. Terrific, you see a dinosaur thing in Metropolis, you see Lex Luthor along with you see Fortress of Solitude, Crypto, the Daily Planet, Lois Lane, and like you see everything in that trailer. Perhaps Bizarro, perhaps somebody else. But it just looks like finally we're getting the Man of Steel, the Man of Tomorrow that I've been waiting years to see back on the big screen. I waited a decade, but you got like Batman v Superman, that's one thing. The Justice League movie, that's one thing. But a proper Superman solo film, even with other characters. I waited a decade for this movie. A decade. Snyder's choice for Man of Tomorrow, it would have been Brainiac. I would have been like, God damn, we're doing Brainiac? Finally. Finally, we're doing Brainiac. It's not just in
So
the comic books.
these are the so far. Where do I begin? Where
On one hand, here's the thing I want to say this. These suits look fine for the most part. It just that could be the coloring, it could be
why did
the
the
style.
suits look why did the
There actually
suits
are better versions of the suits out there. Hold on, let me find them for you.
hold on, let me go back to the top real quick. That looks that looks good actually. I like the suit. It looks good. And of course we got
You got like Hawk Girl in here, which I think like she, yeah, obviously when he's in Clark Kent, like this stuff does look pretty good. Like obviously that middle photo on the right, that is Superman right then and there, folks. We needed that shot. I get it. We were in the dark ages with Superman, but I did like the moody, broody Superman when he did get dark. But that middle shot right there, him saving the girl from the debris, he takes the hit. Superman. That's Superman. That's what we need.
damn, let me see what I could find.
But I will say this about Mr. Terrific though. He looks terrific. There's no denying that. Mr. Terrific looks terrific. Like, wow. That guy looks awesome as Mr. Terrific. Obviously, because we can't show the trailer for obvious reasons to get copyright. But
I think I can get away with this one right here. Okay, this is a
these are the
super
trailer shots from Twitter, but these look pretty good actually. Obviously,
because
you got him with Lois Lane, his dad for a little bit. I wonder if that's just a memory he's trying to remember. But we're going with like kind of like a year 3, year 4, like a Superman who's already been established throughout the years. Because Lex already hates him. People already know about Superman. But this will be interesting for the Man of Steel to come back.
I
And of
mean,
course, the big one
can
for
we
me
all
is
say
Christmas.
that we finally got a cohesive Lois Lane, a cohesive one. Oh,
Hmm.
I-
I did, for the love of death of her, I love Amy Adams. And I think she was the perfect choice for Lois Lane, in my opinion, for Henry Cavill's Superman. I honestly think she was a really good choice. She's a talented actress. And her as Lois Lane, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I can see that actually. It's just a shame that they for all of them from the except for Ezra Miller, they just never really got that cohesive films going. And when they finally did, it's like it's over. This world's done. It's over. They blew it up. They said no more.
here you
We're
go.
done.
Here's
We're
a
going
good.
to this one.
There's a good photo of the Daily Planet.
I do like this pick for the actress. She has the looks right.
She's cute. She's cute, elegant, has the look. Has the look. She has. I would say she almost has the animated series look, like almost there.
I mean, you just need to give her a purple outfit on. It could be like animated Lois Lane.
Just give her the purple outfit, and we're good. And
I'll,
we're and we're
I'll be
happy.
They are playing the John Williams theme in the trailer, which I was like, yes.
See this right here.
Daily
This
Plan.
this is how you do it.
It
This
looks
is
good. I want to work in the Daily Planet. I just want to see if I can catch up to Clark Kent. It's just like, I'll be back. Clark, you get back. You're fine.
let's see.
Never mind. Never mind. I'll tell them you'll be back.
Rachel Brosnan as Lois. Um, I could see it.
I could see that actually. I could definitely see that working. Doesn't work out with the current one, then I think she would be a good pick. But obviously, some of the major complaints is that it's not Henry Cavill. I think we just got to move on, man. I think even he said he wants to move on from Superman as well, but he always will be that character. But I think he's right. We got to move on from Henry. We got to give the new guy a chance. We got to give this film a chance. Got to give it a chance. It'll be here before we know it, and then we can judge it fully then. But of course, to me, I'm glad I'm finally seeing Crypto on the big screen. Yes. I mean, like, this dog man, that dog man, such a good boy. Okay, let's see if we can find a quick one. Do, 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 do. Damn. There he is. There he is. Oh shit! Damn. Go. What am I getting? But yeah. I'm excited for the Superman Legacy or Superman 2025. It looks to be really good. Looks to be fun. I think everyone just wants that film to succeed. Hopefully it does. It's Superman. They can't fuck it up. If they did, then I'll be sad. Then I would be disappointed in that because I think Superman deserves better. I think he does. Tyrant Superman is one thing. Getting the Man of Steel, the Man of Tomorrow is another thing. So hopefully they can stick the landing for that, and then it would be a win-win for all of us longtime fans of Superman to finally get exactly the film then that we can finally get because I think this is super important for us to have over the years to finally get a cohesive Superman film. I think the original film series is fine for what it is, except for the quest for peace. And that will always be a sustain in my mouth. The quest for peace. Ugh. And I thought Superman 3 was just iffy, but no. Quest for Peace made Superman 3 likable for me. I'm like, wow. Like, how is that possible? Oh, shit. I mean, there's some other stuff that we can also talk about. That one of them is being this for like because apparently it sold even worse than what we originally thought it was. the game that never stops on being a sustained, no, or the prime example of what not to do if you're making a game, that you're building upon the legacy of the company and the franchise that it is. According to a report that Dragon Age of Veilguard previously reported a 1.5 million figures that apparently that it didn't even reach 50% of the sales number. Apparently, the sales apparently includes player count Play Pro subscription service. This means the actual per sale figures is lower than 1.5 million. So take that into account. If the reported budget is indeed what? No way. Okay, so I have no idea what this budget is for this game really. But when you tell me that 1.5 million sales is in the actual sales numbers and like the player database, it's really frustrating to know what the actual sales numbers are. But when the number is that low, and games take a long time to make, these 4 or 5 years of development cycles, using a game engine then, even though it's mandated by Electronic Arts, I've heard developers from there, like the old Bioware team, that when making Dragon Age Inquisition, they even stated that we hated working with the Frostbite engine. It was a very, unoptimized game engine. We heard the horror stories what Anthem went through, where even when they were working on it, it kind of crashed, and EA would allow them to go back in to fix it. I'm like, I mean, if the game crashed and they're trying to fix stuff, you should let the guys fix it. But it's like, no, you can't go to the office that day. I'm like, why? Like, why? Like, ugh. And the fact Anthem never got the second chance that it rightfully deserved, because EA said, no, we're not going to do this big roadmap patch update for the games. And I do own a copy of Anthem when it was on sale. So I own a piece of history, actually. I actually do own Anthem. I could go get it for you, but I'm not going to go into it right now. But it's just downstairs. So I own a piece of history, actually. I
Mhm.
own. Wow. But to me, it's Veilguard is that game that keeps on giving, really. And I have no idea how big this budget is, because if we're even saying that it's not even 50%, it's less players than they even predicted, then how come Bioware isn't shut down? And I know the studio, the offices of the studio that made it, that part of the branch is shut down. Just like with Bioware Montreal was shut down after Mass Effect Andromeda release, but this gives me no hope at all, again, still, for Mass Effect 5. It's a game that people would like to see, but it's not by the same Bioware. The company stays the same, the company's name stays the same, but the team that makes your stuff is long gone. You can still argue with for CDPR that we still have some people who worked on the Witcher games are still there. Probably. I just need to have more faith in them than what they're trying to do with this DEI stuff, or because I still believe that the next Witcher game can be good. We just need to play it instead of judging it up by that awesome CGI trailer. I need to play the game. That's why I tell people, don't judge a game by a cinematic trailer. Judge it by actual gameplay. That should be the big thing. If they show you a trailer with zero gameplay, just wait till the gameplay and then judge it. That's why I like that Dawn Walker game that's coming out, because we had the cinematics, but also part of it was gameplay. I was like, dude, that game looks sick. But I think Mass Effect 5 is going to be like the game that's gonna truly shut down BioWare. I think it is. I think it's just they're just delaying the inevitable at this point with BioWare because when you have like three bad games in a row, you should be shut down. Like Volition was for with Ages of Mayhem, which that game was. Yeah, dependable who you're talking to, but that Saints Row game was pretty bad actually. That Saints Row game was.
I have a feeling BioWare is going to get shut down one way or another because they're taking all their chips at the poker table. It's the four main cards are on the thing. There's one more to drop. And they think they have the royal flush or the straight and everything. They are going for broke. They're putting all their chips, they're putting it all on the line for Mass Effect. Like, and I saw a video by one of our friends like why BioWare needs a Mass Effect win. And it's a compelling argument. It's a compelling argument, and I think the individual is right. Because look what happened with Dragon Age Veilguard. A
I,
game we waited decades for.
a
All
brand
the
new Dragon Age game. Originally titled Dragon Age Dreadwolf, but then they changed it completely to Veilguard. I'm like, huh? Like it was already called Dreadwolf when they announced it. Was it at the VGAs several years ago? So it's like, okay,
before the original guy left, and
yes,
he's
that should
gone.
be the big thing because whatever he worked on probably got scrapped, changed, and then retooled. It went from a live service game to okay, now it's back to being a proper single player game.
I don't think you can make Dragon Age a live service game. I don't see it.
It just does not work. And all they had
Because
there,
it doesn't make sense because the Dragon Age series has been always been a single person game. I don't see it I don't see the live service incentive or anything. I just don't see it. Oh, real quick, sorry for the crashing, guys. Sorry, my
yeah, you've been
uh
crashing a lot this stream,
it's
unfortunately.
been it's been like this since Saturday night.
Yeesh.
But my roommate is aware of it. My guess is it's probably Cox being stupid because has not happened throughout the last 4 weeks. It's been steady as a board, and now this. My guess is they're probably installing more fiber or maintenance or whatever it is they're doing because it's not affecting just me; it's affecting my roommates too. Uh, hey, DJ Ronnie D. Now back to the topic at hand. I feel like BioWare they are going for broke just like Ubisoft is going for broke because no matter what changes they make to Assassin's Creed Shadows, that bridge is like literally
On
almost to the
fire.
it's like almost to the other side. Like it's like probably one or two wooden planks away from the whole thing. And there's no amount of saving it. They could do whatever they want, but everybody knows that game is gonna fail hard. There may be a uptick in player count and everything, but not the numbers that they expect. I could be wrong though, because remember, a lot of weirder things have happened. A lot of weirder things have happened, and but I don't think it's going to be the numbers that they are hoping for. Because remember, they had to change their entire forecast sales just to match it. And that's not good. But then again, they are arrogant idiots and they just don't know when to quit. But now it's like somebody woke up, a light bulb went off in their head, and it's like, oh, crap. Uh, what do we do now? We gotta save this game. We want to make money now. Yeah, too little, too late. You practically pissed off the entire world, including the country that you're basing the game off of.
It's also a setting that I think I sent this to you, that one of the original guys that were really working on it for the historian consultant. I want to see that version of Assassin's Creed in Japan now. Like, where's that version? Where's all that crap? It's very, it's very much is frustrating to see the version that we want was at least pitched on with narratively worked on. This comes from Infinite Chronicles. Going, this is someone who worked on it. I worked on some narrative elements for the Sengoku era for Japan for Assassin's Creed back in 2013 2014 under the contract of Gen. So basically, here's what the plot was for back in the day for that version of Japan from the 2013 to 14 era. The plot focused on a young monk as a playable ancestor, Taka, mean Hawks, to coincide with the naming convention of every playable hero being named after a bird of prey. No idea if that changed with all these newer disjointed games and no longer have Desmond at the core. Oh, that's pretty cool to know. The main conflict was about the Sword of Eden, aka Excalibur, Hanjo, Masamune, Genshin Khan, etc., and how it's been given to the latest wielder. Ooh, Nobuyaga, Oda Oda Nobuyaga, unfair advantage. But to me, this looks like an actual a piece of Eden story that we used to have with Assassin's Creed 1 through about Brotherhood, at least the good old days. Revelation revealed, well, even Revelation had their pieces of Eden. That was the artifact that the Templars were looking for to get access to the vault that Altair built that could only be opened with these Altair La Bahana, with all these key fragments that he had. Then even with 3, they kind of really weren't looking for the Apple of Eden in that time period, since they already had the app. Oh wait, hold on a second. Did they have the apple? No, they did not have the apple. They had the necklace that could get into the cave. But the story that was originally for the original Japan idea, going back into the good old days of finding the piece of Eden, like this looked interesting. This sounded interesting. Like Nobuyaga gets assassinated by Hattori like this looks like an actual proper Assassin's Creed game. Like you would be back with the good old fashioned Brotherhood if it's a Templar trying to get the piece of Eden. Where is that game? Like go back to the basics. That would have been fun to play. But instead
We get
what we
this
have
crap.
here.
Yeah, we
And
get
as I
this
was
crap.
reading that Twitter response, I'm glad that person she said that he said they're no longer in the industry, in which I'm like, yeah, I think you caught a lucky break with the way how we have live service gimmicks, shooters. Yay, I like Marvel Rivals, but I need to keep my investment going because I need to keep playing that game with all the new heroes and updates so far, so we can keep on playing. But that is sad. I mean that is sad. But it everything's relying on shadows to be successful, but it probably just won't be successful enough. But if you want something that's back from the dead a little bit, to me, this is kind of like that sad news, but it's like, lo and behold, folks, They have risen back from the dead, even though they should stay dead.
Oh
Somehow,
dear. Oh
well, it's
no.
founded by one of the founders, but I think we should talk about this for a little bit. By one of the OG founders, that Rooster Teeth has been revived. The brand, alongside many of its assets, has been required by the co-founder, uh, mm, Mr. Burns and his company, Hex Canyon Productions. So, for Flex Canyon Productions. To me, on
Uh
one hand, at least it's by one of the founders. Who knows how this will go down? But my response to this is on a real note. The old Rooster Teeth is long gone. It's dead. I mean, it's kind of cool he brought it back, but there's a reason why I said that last video they made together for that company, when it was just the founding fathers playing Halo again, that felt personal. That felt really special. And how they felt like, we were just dumb teenagers playing Halo, doing red versus blue with what we found in the Halo recording system. That felt really genuine.
yeah, it's like Rooster Teeth had a very good run. But with what's happened in the last 4 5 years going going on 5 or 6 years, Joker, going on 5 or 6, somewhere in there.
Five about six, maybe a little bit more, but
It's really, really sad that it's come to this. I mean, I guess we can appreciate the attempt. It may something good may come out of it, but my gut is telling me, did they learn any? They had they learned anything? Because they screwed that horse so badly. I think it broke everybody's trust with the Ruby community and everything. And I just don't know. Because you could say one thing and then do another. That's what worries me about this. Like, yeah, we're coming back. We got this, and this. And then it's like, fuck it. Attack the fans. Attack the fans. Where's Ruby at? I need a beer ball to throw something at. Kind of like that, basically.
but
But go ahead.
yeah, part of that was like kind of like WB kind of taking over a bit. They're under new management. People leave and go, so you're left with different people in charge of running the company. I think it was just sad to see the OG Rooster Teeth go from, yeah, like these guys feel like us, they're making the YouTube channels, having fun, to what is more corporate demand, the mismanagement of the animation side of things for Rooster Teeth, which really brought into light of what the hell was going on over there when they were making shows. So what went from a subscription base to like, sorry, it's just going to be solely on Rooster Teeth for sponsorships. So you can't really watch stuff on YouTube outside of what they may or may not have left. But it was sad, honestly. Like it was sad. It's kind of like going back to what we said with wanting to expand, wanting to do better with all of our different shows. But I just think Rooster Teeth never really had that capability. Yes, I think some of the more smaller stuff like Camp or their Wanderer series, I think those show the different side to their direction, what they wanted to go in, which is pretty fine, what they could work. But then Genlock happened. Oh, Genlock. A show that I think it had a strong pilot, just never found the identity what it wanted to be. This is supposed to be a mech show, a like I had no idea what Genlock was even supposed to be. I watched a few episodes here and there, and I just kept saying, "But where are we going with this stuff? Like, where are we going?" And then I see one really good episode where I'm like, "Okay, I like the fight sequence here," but then season two happened, and it was just nonsense. There was no plot, no structure, no focus, and then it was just like that's the end for Genlock. Wow. Not even a proper goodbye, not a proper send off. It felt like it had no identity to it.
Yeah, it just didn't. It fell flat. Like, I get what they were trying to do and everything, but holy crap. But time will tell, Joker. Time will tell with this development though.
It and I wish the original founder the best of luck. It's by one of the OGs, so hopefully you can probably find more of the originals to get back. But other than that, I really don't have much of the news other than there were a couple of game announcements. We're getting an Onimusha remake, which is pretty awesome. That's coming back. So hopefully they don't forget about one and two, two and three as well. So hopefully that'll be great. Hopefully those who are playing the Ninja Gaiden game, you guys are having fun with Ninja Gaiden Black. That's a Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. So you guys can prepare yourself to die in Ninja Gaiden 4. Oh, no, what there is something actually about gaming news. To what happened to Platinum Games actually. Because Hideki
Oh,
Kamiya confirmed that a few more key veterans left actually.
really?
Yes, hold on, let me find this quickly. Alright, this will be up in the private chat. This will be our final subject for tonight. Because I think this is interesting to talk about. Because I like Platinum games. I really do. I think they have a lot of talented over there, a lot of cool people. They've made some awesome games over the year. Sometimes the sad thing is that they don't really own stuff. They have to be licensed to make this stuff. So what did Hideki Kamiya say?
Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Heidi Kamiya video
Hideki
reveals.
Kamiya.
Oh, sorry. Reveals 5 more leads have quit Platinum, including Bayonetta 3's director. Oh, 5 other game directors.
What's up there, Forge?
Hey, Forge, what's up? Um, Metal Gear Rising director left. Oh, jeez.
He was
Oh
also the
no.
director for was it Babylon's Fall? Like that is a game I just truly feel sad for because I think the concept is there, and I would have liked it better if it was just a single player campaign with some co-op features. I had a problem very much with the oil filter because I kept looking at it. I'm like, ooh, something's wrong with these still images, the cutscenes. They did try to improve on the oil filter, so I'm like, it's getting better, but making a single player action game into a live service model under Square Enix, it's being Platinum Games as well, wasn't really worth it. They tried to change some things up with the combat, with the bosses, but that first trailer reveal, when they did the actual reveal for the gameplay stuff, was like, damn, this is like a fun single player campaign. Even the original announcement of them going like, so we're going through like some time stuff, looks weird, don't know what it is, looks cool, no information, but this looks interesting. To find
Yeah,
out that it was also a live service game kind of killed the mood for a lot of people, really. It really did. Like, another live service game? Like, how do you make an action game live service? Like, a proper hack and slash with all these systems. It was just kind of like a disaster, really. I played the demo, the beta, a few times, but I just kept saying, I'm just not feeling that this was really worth it. And then it shuts down after a year. I'm like, yikes. Heck, there was even articles for Babylon's Fall. Meet
good.
the one player. That's right. There was an article for one player continuing to play the game. That was honestly sad, really. Let's get back to the article, then this main article to begin with.
Let's see. We also got Resident Evil character designer uh Masaki Yamanaka. Wow, he's gone too. Gee, a lot of prominent people in here. There was a lot of prominent. So, what caused all this? Games are made by people. Wherever they go from here, they'll create things that only they can. Please look forward to their work. Oh, so we have a new Ninja Gaiden game. I think that was when that was announced.
Yep, Ninja Gaiden 4, that it's in co development with Team Ninja. Should be a very, very fun game, actually. New character, Ryu Hayabusa is also back, so we'll see how that goes. So, again, I think that will definitely keep the lights on very much long for Platinum Games. But when you're losing uh, Takeshi Tura, Astral Change director, who was also the character designer for Nier Automata as well, uh, Yusuke Yamada, Bayonetta 3 director, Abe Tanari, Bayonetta Origins director, Kenji Soto, MG director, and then Yasuke Yamada, like I think that just speaks to like kind of what like what's happened to Platinum. Sure, originally Platinum was founded by Hideki and a few others, but then like Kamiya left for his reasons, which I can't remember exactly what they were for, but obviously he wanted to do things his way, make the games that he wants to make, hence his statement. So it's no surprising why he's slightly back with Capcom a bit and making, Okumi 2. So, but this is like I'm still shocked. They still have a lot of people there platinum, but it's just like wow, where you're kind of losing the big names that people might see. It's like wow, what's happened?
Yeah, and they even lost the series Bayonetta series animator. Oh, that. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when when you lost faith in a company, when you lost complete faith. I wish other people would do this and be and just to send a stronger message like, look, either cut this crap out or we're gone. And I know you can replace us. I know they can. But
But oh man, if it's stuttering again. But I think this is just what happens. Yes, I think a lot of people say I want to work at all these companies. I would love to work at one of them. I still think that's the dream a lot of us want to chase and go after. But remember, they're also a corporation. They're a company. They're a corporation. At the end of the day, they're definitely here to make profits. At the end of the day, but Platinum's one of those companies. I always feel both happy when they make a brand new game, whether it's a brand new IP or a, like I said with Babylon's Fall. I was excited for them. Like, this is brand new. This could be cool to play. When you see the gameplay, it was like, yes, cool action game by them. This should be a slam dunk. But then when you find out it's live service and then you kind of try it out for a bit with the demos, like I've done twice, I was like, I'm not. I was like, I wasn't feeling it. I just kept saying, man, like something was missing. The combat was fun, but not the objectives, not the mission designs a little bit. It just feels like we were missing something, like something was missing. I remember Platinum Games, they were also attached to Grand Blue Fantasy Relink for a while until they kind of dropped out after a while for undisclosed reasons. I don't know why, but kind of sad to see them go, honestly. Then there was the whole Scalebound stuff, which they were trying to get that seamless, transition between single player and co-op going. But even when you see Scalebound, some of the gameplay stuff, they actually look really good. Actually, sure, it stuttered for a bit here and there, but it's like this looks really cool. Like I wanted to go back to that, but that game got canceled, and it's like Microsoft owns the IP, so they can't do anything about it. And it's a bummer losing people like that. And if Platinum is going more in an unknown direction, that's they could give me, I felt like it was time to leave along with a few others. Then I don't blame them one bit. It is sad to see that go, but it's sad to see all this talent lose. And now it's like I hope they don't shut down because I still think they can still produce and make great games. And with Ninja Gaiden 4, that's going to be like a big, massive return to form for them, along with Team Ninja. So hopefully, Ninja Gaiden 4 can be that slam dunk that I'm talking about because I miss Ninja Gaiden and it's great to have it back properly. That's not censored. The collection, it was cool to have, but it's like, man, I want the proper Ninja Gaiden back. I want the blood. I want the dismemberment. Yes. And thankfully, Black gave me that with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Although we don't talk about Ninja Gaiden 3, that's a game that's the black sheep of the family. Ugh.
yes, indeed. And then Ninja Guy's back is back and everything. It's like yes, I'm pretty excited for the coming games and everything. Um, but it's so sad with platinum games and likely say, ladies and gentlemen, this is no surprise. We're not surprised by this because this is just another company falling on its ass.
Or should we say this that they shouldn't be, but unfortunately, they've always had not the best of luck. Because when you think about Platinum, here's the thing they do produce some really cool games, along with some cool concept. Do they sell well? Look at Mad World on the Wii. I think that's a great game on the Wii, but how many copies did it really sell? I don't know. Or their Anarchy game, which combined both Western and Eastern ideas, which, again, really cool idea. With people have said they have one of the best soundtracks in gaming, yet doesn't sell as well. Look at Bayonetta. No matter how many times the original actress lied about, how Bayonetta is supposed to be this multi-million franchise, that first game didn't even, well, it sold well, but not the numbers they were expecting. That's why it took Nintendo. Nintendo owns the license, not Platinum. Nintendo does. Why? Because people have asked Hideki Kamiya, can we give Bayonetta 2 on Xbox One and the PS4? And do you know what his response was? His usual response: go ask Nintendo. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to thank Nintendo for saving that IP. And even then, 2 was, well, it sold, but not as well again. Remember, it's the sales expectations. And it's like, but then again, it sold much better on the Switch too. So, on the Switch, so because everybody had a Switch, so it did provide the franchise a little bit with 1 and 2. But you got to remember, their games do sell well enough, but probably not the numbers you're thinking they're going to be. Heck, you could say Nier Automata was that home run they were looking for, because it truly did take the gaming world by storm. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the cosplayers, the fan art, the
Oh,
interesting stories that we had.
there was so many 2B cosplayers at the cons I've been going to. Holy crap.
To be very much the popular
Some
character.
elegant than others.
hmm I think that's what they were looking for, and they kept them going. Like, even their Transformer Devastations. I think that's a really fun game to play, actually. But I want people really pick that up along with their Team NT game, which, admittedly, the art style looked weird to me, but it's like, how many people are really playing their games, really, or buying them? It's Platinum Games. It should be a success, but you talk about promoting the game, you talk about coming on time, which most of them are on time, but there's always that competition. Which games am I going to buy? So that's comes a sad thing to this company.
I know one thing. When the Croc remaster comes out, that's gonna explode.
Especially with it being an Astrobot. So how many people, like we said, with families, are they going to buy Croc? Because families should be playing games that mom and dad can watch Timothy play. They're not worried about any violence and stuff. Or when Gex comes back. I know that's
Oh,
been
I'm
sold well.
excited. I can't wait to buy that.
You know what? I need to buy
I
that.
haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything yet. I am looking. I'm keeping my eye out on the ticker so that way I can um when the announcement comes out, I'll be able to post it. Be like, yes, it's coming, and then set money aside for it.
But yes,
That Bubsy 3D game, that's gonna drive me nuts. I am not ready for it. I am not
oh yeah,
ready.
the new Bubsy game that's coming out, right? That's in 3D.
Yep, the original PS1.
Wait,
eh,
wait, they
Yep, yep. The one that had the one that had the bad hit detections, the fall damage, the clipping, the invisible wall, and the really
that Bubsy game.
yep, it's uh-oh, Joker's about to have a heart attack. I'm not joking here, folks.
Show me a trailer. Link me
Uh,
the trailer.
Here
Put it in private chat if you have to.
I will do you one better. I will do you one better.
You're pulling my leg.
This is real. This is real.
It's on the.
This is the one time I'm not bull. This is the one of the few times I'm not bullshitting. This, oh no, I think I broke Joker. Look at him. He's not coming from his blanket. He's just hiding. He's just he's just hiding in his blanket, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't know what to comprehend anymore. But sadly, Joker, I am not joking. This is coming out. It's coming out this year by Limited Run Games, and the publisher is Atari. Yes,
Well,
and there is more.
well, at least the controls will be better now. So
Yes. Well, we'll see, but
hopefully,
oh boy, oh no, oh. I'm keeping an eye out for that release date though, because I am definitely gonna be playing this. I am definitely gonna be playing this, and I cannot promise the controller's gonna survive, so I'm probably gonna have to buy another one down the road.
well, we always talk about preserving. So yay, Bubsy's back. But going back to Platinum, I always felt bad for that company. I always do because I like their games, I like to play them, but it's like, man. So hopefully, I'm hoping for the best for Ninja Gaiden 4. That'll be the success they're looking for, and they find some new talent to help them out. And also now I can also say this: we can say goodbye to Astral Chains 2. Sadly, that's a sad thing. We'll never get Astral Chains 2 because that was a sequel I was really hoping for to get on the Switch too. But hey, I can get a at least I can get Astral Change 1 on the Switch 2 now, so that's a cool thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, let's make that quick. The Switch 2 coming possibly this year. I'm excited for it actually. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm pretty excited because there's a lot of buzz and rumor going around of what is gonna be on it, what the graphics card's gonna look like, what what everything's gonna be, what games are coming out. I know for a fact that thank God we're getting Metroid Prime 4 for
It
the
was
Switch.
fantastic.
Oh, I'm so ready. Like give. I heard they're remastering the Metroid Prime Echoes and everything, and I'm like, do it,
Since
do it.
Dread was a stealth drop on the best known possible, then yes. But I think the Switch 2 will be successful. Hopefully, it doesn't have quite the painful launch that the original have. They had time to definitely refine the system, the hardware. I've always heard rumors that's on the PS4 Pro scale on the sides of things, and I'm like, okay, that's a good thing at least. But this will be exciting to see the next chapter of the Switch 2, and I can't wait to own one because I need to get back to playing some of my Nintendo titles. I'm like, I don't know, my sister still has my Wii, let alone that it still works. So I just, it's time to get a Switch again, time to get a Nintendo console. And that my parents can be happy that I'm playing family friendly games instead of always coming downstairs seeing like, what are you playing? I'm playing my games.
I know the struggle, my friend. I know the struggle.
But
Uh
anyway, that's it for us tonight. We covered most of the news we wanted to have, and we want to say thank you all for enjoying us.
Yeah, sorry for the random crashes and everything. I'm still getting that figured out. Luckily, though, it wasn't as nightmarish as it has been the last couple days.
Oh yeah,
Thankfully.
I've seen those multiple uploads where you're just trying to restart again and again. It's like, man, that's
I gave up on Saturday. I gave up. Like I was so flustered. I was so angry. And I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna end on this note. I'm gonna do something else and just wait it out, see what
you might
happens.
want to invest into a Nighthawk like I have. Maybe that'll help out. If there's a free outlet in the room, so
I'll have to look into that. And this bad boy arrived.
oh, finally.
Yes, so now I'm reading it carefully and hoping for the best. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I will update everybody what's going on and
Hopefully,
hope.
we can get back to our wonderful Sonic Saturday morning watch stream because I miss doing that. We gotta get to that, and we can get through whatever else he keeps teasing back there in his library.
Oh, believe me, if you seen what I have, uh, you would be like, why is this not on the voting list? This needs to be on a voting list. Why? But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for making Nightcast a wonderful show. Um, we have a lot of fun here talking about like hype and stuff. Like we're genuinely trying to hype and get and build the excitement going for some of this stuff, and other times we're just like giving fair criticism. But we're optimistic though. We're still optimistic, but we will see. Anyway, guys, I'm Anime Knight. This is my co-host Joker. We will
Thank you
catch
for
you all
having me, as
later.
usual.
Stay tuned for tomorrow. Hopefully, we can get this up and everything, and hope to God it's solid connection. Hope to God, because Jesus Christ. Um, we'll see. Anyway, guys, I am out of here. Love you all.